Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. This is now regarding Arsenal, and apparently they could get their first signing of the January window, and they can get the pursuit of Berkay, Ozcan from Stuttgart, a current player that apparently has confirmed that he has been in the process. He has been in discussions with Arsenal, and I think he's planning on making a move there in the current future. After reportedly Arsenal have been scouting the player for the last couple of years or so, but apparently he's confirmed he's been in talks with Arsenal. So could this be their first sign of the January window? Obviously in August they bought Lacazette, they didn't buy anyone else, and they generated quite a lot of money in the August window for the departure of their players, and they could still see Sanchez, Ozil, maybe Wilshere because he hasn't signed a new deal yet, maybe even Giroud. But yeah, could this be Arsenal's first signing of the summer, January, should I say? Ozcan, who's only been in the first team since August 2016 with Stuttgart. He's made 22 appearances and scored 2 goals as the current player. And he signed and he extended his contract with Stuttgart until 2019, back in November 2015 as well, did the current player. So reportedly Arsenal could get the pursuit of him in January, but I think he has intentions of playing for them in the current future as well, does Ozcan, because obviously we know Arsenal could still see Ozil go. As I said, it's apparently reporting about Mesut Ozil that Manchester United have not made a full-on approach to the player. It did report yesterday maybe considering the move to Barcelona or Real Madrid if we don't make an approach, or will to put an offer in for Mesut Ozil in the process. But I think he did tell his teammates he would join Manchester United. He did tell his teammates that he would join Manchester United, and I think he's keen on making a move to Manchester United as well as Mesut Ozil, because he's been linked to Man United now for the last 2-3 weeks as Ozil. We know Inter Milan before have had an interest. Besiktas have monitored Mesut Ozil as well, but Jose Mourinho classifies him as a good number 10. His agent had confirmed the other week that the contract talks are going in the right direction. That didn't occur though, because it confirmed that the contract talks between Arsenal, Ozil and his representatives have currently stalled, and this had confirmed the other week in the report. And he says he's a good number 10, did Jose Mourinho as well. And reportedly he was demanding a higher wage as well. He turned down 275,000. I think he was demanding over £300,000. But the report's saying it could be unlikely that Man United could get the pursuit of him in January, and he may see out his deal and become a free transfer next summer, Mesut Ozil as well. But I think Arsenal may be trying to find a January buyer, because obviously they'd rather cash in rather than let them go 3 next summer, as I said. But Ozil, Arsenal's second most expensive signing. Arsenal paid £42.5 million for him from Real Madrid. And highest paid fee for German player. And he was fantastic with Jose Mourinho at Real Madrid, was Mesut Ozil fantastic. They bonded well together. They had a good relation together as well. Did De Gea, did Mourinho and Ozil. But as I said, he made over century appearances there. He's made over century appearances now for Arsenal. He's good at creating opportunities. He's really, really good at providing assists. And I think against Everton, he was playing for the move, was Mesut Ozil. But number 10 role, we've got Mkhitaryan that's been playing, who can play number 10. We've got Mata that can play number 10. Some United fans would like to see him, some United fans won't, but it may be hard for Arsenal to sell to a current rival, especially. So we will see what happens in the process with that. And got Alexis Sanchez coming to an end of his deal. I think City are definitely City are definitely convinced that I think that they think they can get a deal for Alexis Sanchez done in the current January transfer window. City are convinced they can get a 20 million deal over the line for Alexis Sanchez in the current January window. They are convinced it can happen because City had initially a 50 million bid rejected. City had a 50 million bid rejected from Arsenal. Initially had a 60 million bid accepted in the August window, but due to Arsenal couldn't find that replacement, it currently never ever materialised in the process. But Sanchez has won 3 FA Cups this 4th season, raised up the ranks funding. As I said, he was fantastic with Pep Guardiola at Barcelona. Was Alexis Sanchez. He was fantastic with him. Arsenal paid £35 million for him as well, and just quoted out that he wanted Champions League football, and this is what Sanchez quoted out that he basically wanted. Sanchez wants Champions League football. This is what he wants, and he's not. If he goes to City, he'd be playing amongst better players. He'd be challenging for leagues with Arsenal. He's not going to be doing this. Is Alexis Sanchez, but there has been a lot of teams interested in him. He was also demanding a higher wage as well, but I think City are the favourites to go on and currently get him as well. So I think Arsenal will definitely lose at least one. I think they'll at least lose one of their players in January that are coming to the end of their deals. As well, a bit more latest news to update you now is about Philip Coutinho. As I said, from Liverpool, the reports are stemming from Spain. As I did update on a couple of days ago, that the reports stemming from Spain that Barcelona are convinced they can get a deal. The reports stemming from Spain that Barcelona are going to reshow their interest in Philip Coutinho in January. Now, as we all know, Iniesta looking at Coutinho's long-term replacement for Iniesta at Barcelona. Barcelona have also got Ozcan Dembele injured as well at the moment. One of their summer signings they bought. But Iniesta, I don't think would be pleased to actually see Philip Coutinho come, because if he actually saw Philip Coutinho come, Iniesta, if he come in the team, it maybe would make Iniesta, surplus to requirements at Barcelona, even though he has signed a long lifetime contract extension with them. But he could be surplus to requirements if Coutinho was to make the move to Barcelona, in January. Could still see out another season. He could leave next summer. He may leave in January, but I think Barcelona will go for him in January. The Coutinho's representatives had actually confirmed that they valued Coutinho about 135 million. So it did say Coutinho's representative have confirmed they made it clear to Barcelona Liverpool are willing to offload Coutinho for £135 million in January, because we know he does want to make the move to Barcelona. He'll elevate to a higher level. He'll be playing amongst better players and stuff and winning trophies. At Liverpool, he's not going to be doing this, and since he's been at Liverpool, he's become one of the most creative, agile midfielders as Philip Coutinho in the current process. And Barcelona saw 3 bids they put out turned down by Liverpool as well in the process. He's still got a deal till 2022 with Liverpool. He's made over a century appearances now for Liverpool Football Club, as I said. And the Liverpool owners and Klopp were not willing to do any business with Barcelona in the August window. This is why a deal never materialised. The ex-Inter Milan player, the ex-Espanyol player, so he's played in Spain before. But he's doing well this season as well, since he's recovered from injury well. Coutinho has been in a good form for Liverpool this season as well. But I presume he will go maybe to Barcelona in January. It's also saying Paris Saint-Germain have been monitoring the player because they invested a lot of money in the August window. It's apparently said PSG's president had actually apparently approached Coutinho's representatives, but yeah, I think Barcelona could well get him January, and then Liverpool, could go on and raise them funds for Coutinho and then get the targets that they missed out on in August. We know one of Liverpool's main priority targets was Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool didn't get a deal over the line for Virgil van Dijk. Because this is third season in the process with Southampton. He signed a 6-year deal back in May, and he made his international debut back in 2015 as well, did Virgil van Dijk. He's an ex-Celtic player. Southampton had paid £30 million for him from Celtic, but Liverpool ended their interest back in June due to an illegal approach. But as I said, Van Dijk is a good player, and Liverpool were willing to pay £70 million for him, but Southampton were not willing to offload the player. And he did well with Celtic, didn't he? Won the Scottish Cup with Celtic, Scottish Premiership, won a PFA with Celtic quite a few times. So he did very, very well with Celtic, Virgil van Dijk. And I think he did want to make the move, but Southampton were not willing to do any business with Liverpool. And a few other teams had been interested in him as well. But we know Liverpool definitely need to strengthen up their defensive area, especially. And it's also reporting as well, that when Coutinho goes, Liverpool are looking obviously for a replacement for him as well. They've targeted Julian Draxler from PSG because obviously we know apparently that Julian Draxler has been an Arsenal target from Paris Saint-Germain as well. Julian Draxler has been an Arsenal target, a long-term Arsenal target, as I said. That were another possible replacement for Alexis Sanchez for Arsenal as well. Julian Draxler, as I said, he's not going to be guaranteed first team football week in, week out, considering the amount of money PSG has spent, structuring the deal for Mbappe, plus with Neymar as well. Neymar's also very, very good friends with Coutinho for Brazil. So Neymar may want to see Coutinho go to Paris Saint-Germain instead of Barcelona. And, they've got Edison Cavani, added into the mix as well. So it may be hard for him to get first team football week in, week out. Last season, made 25 appearances, scored 10 goals and 2 assists as well, Draxler. But yeah, he's a good player. Paris Saint-Germain, I've only had him since January, as I said. Suggestions just stirred up the other week when he put on social media an Arsenal shirt. He posted on social media Jackson an Arsenal shirt with Koznic's shirt name on the back, because obviously he used to play with Koznic, did Julian Jackson during his time with Schalke. He made 171 appearances for Schalke, scored 30 goals. He went to the likes of Wolfsburg, won honours, did it with Schalke where he played well. And PSG bought him £42 million back in January, but he did well last season, did Julian Jackson as well. Very, very good with both feet, as I said. Good, strong, quick, good in the air, as I said. Very, very good player. Good with both feet. And he was also, captain the Confederations Cup. He was very, very good for Germany in the Confederations Cup. He was the best player. Also was part of the Germany team that won the FIFA World Cup 2014 as well. And reached the semi-finals of the Euros in 2016 as well. So Liverpool have reportedly identified him as a replacement for Philippe Coutinho in the process. But as I said, PSG may not be willing to do any business. They may not want to offload the player, considering they only got him in January from Wolfsburg. But that's been recently updated in the current press as well. As I updated you earlier on, what did I say to you guys earlier on about the Luke Shaw situation? Now, apparently, Luke Shaw, as I said on my video, that he fears now his career could be over with Manchester United. After it confirmed yesterday he fears his career could be over after a breakdown in relationship with Jose Mourinho, and it's confirmed that they have had a fallout. And I said, he's surplus to requirements now at Manchester United. He's Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw, is clearly not satisfied, with he's not satisfied with the lack of game time he is receiving at Manchester United, because we know he's known for the injuries. Is Luke Shaw? We know that he's known for injuries. He's injury prone, but I said he is good when he gets some money games. And he's nowhere near our first choice left back now, is Luke Shaw. But yeah, he has confirmed that Luke Shaw is no longer in speaking terms now with Jose Mourinho, and that had updated in the press earlier. Luke Shaw is no longer in speaking terms with Jose Mourinho, and he fears now his career with Manchester United could be over. This is his fourth season in the process with Man United, because we paid 27 or 29 million pounds for him from Southampton back in 2014. He made his England international debut in 2014 as well, Luke Shaw. I think he's out of contract with Man United in 2019, if I am correct. I think he's out of contract with Man United until 2019 as well, as the current player. But yeah, as I said, he's only featured since he's basically come back. We know he'd been playing for the under-23s, Luke Shaw, but since he's come back, he's featured in the Carabao Cup twice. 45 minutes of the Burton game, 4 minutes of the Swansea game. So you could tell he's not satisfied with the game time he's currently playing. And Jose Mourinho may, want to offload him in currently January, and we probably look for a replacement at that left back position. So, as I said, and Jose Mourinho did give Luke Shaw a lot of criticism last season as well, due to that he'd been out with long-term injury as well. So you're welcome to going. There's also, there's been talks about Danny Rose from Tottenham, of a possible swap deal. As I said, I do like Danny Rose, as I said, but he's also, he'd been injured for quite a long time as well with Tottenham. After it confirmed that, he did say Jose Mourinho were willing to put a £50 million deal in for Danny Rose. Danny Rose, as I said, he's got a deal with Tottenham until 2021. I said he'd recovered from long-term injury, and he has been at Tottenham now a decade as Danny Rose, because he has risen up the ranks fantastically well as Danny Rose, won the PFA, and, the criticism that he said back in August, Danny Rose, because, he criticised the club back in August, didn't he? Saying he wasn't satisfied with the wages he was receiving, Danny Rose, and he also, he was criticising them for their lack of investment in the window at the current time. But Tottenham then went on to sign 3 players. This was before they signed these 3 players. I think he said this, and what else was I going to say? This was before they signed these 3 players with Danny Rose, and yeah, he's been there now 10 years as Danny Rose. In the current process, he's made 135 appearances. And he's scored 9 goals as Danny Rose, I think, in the Premier League. But he has been at quite a few teams on loan, hasn't he? Sunderland, Bristol City, Watford, Peterborough, hasn't he? He's been on loan at quite a few teams. He became more of a regular in Tottenham's team in the 2012-2013 season as well, did Danny Rose. But apparently, he did say the other week, actually, it might have been 2 or 3 weeks ago, he was willing to turn down Chelsea to make a move to Manchester United. It was Danny Rose as well in the current process. But yeah, very, very good player, as I said, and he'd be an ideal replacement for Luke Shaw, because we know Jose Mourinho, has looked at quite a few left backs in the current process, But also that's been mentioned, as I said earlier on, is Glimido from Benfica, the current left back. He's been mentioned in the equation now, this Glimido from Benfica. He's only been at Benfica a couple of... Yes, he's only been at Benfica a couple of years, is this Glimido. But yeah, he's a very, very good player, is this Glimido, as I said. Glimido, who was in the Barcelona boys in 2008, where he started his youth... where his youth... set up, his youth set up, and he's now at Benfica in a couple of years, so Man United are apparently interested in him as well, so yeah, we'll see what happens. He made his debut for them, was it in 2011, Barcelona boys, I think it was Barcelona boys in 2011, Barcelona boys in 2011 made his debut, injured during February 2013, he was injured as well, but he'd regained full fitness in the January the year after, and scored his first professional goal in 2014. And Benfica purchased him from Barcelona boys for what was it? 1.5 million. He signed a deal till 2001 as well. So anyway, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, like, explore on the channel, subscribe as always, and take it easy, guys. And I'll see you all later. Take care.